Good morning, everybody. Today is a beautiful day, sitting right at like a crisp 42 degrees. This video is going to be a little more targeted for my suburban kids, the kids that live in the smaller cities, but they have some country real close. Today we're going to be doing some pond hopping. We're going to be hitting 3 different lakes. The goal in each one is just to catch one bass. So, kind of the general rundown of what the area is like right now. I'm in mid-eastern Missouri. We're in what we call fall spring, where it makes us think that we're about to be in spring, and then we get a day like this, where this morning was 30-something degrees and the high is 43. Past couple days have been in the high 60s, mid 70s, with lows in the 40s. Today we dropped down to lows in the 30s. So the fish are confused. We're confused. We're going to try to figure them out, see what we can do. So if this is your type of thing, stick around, like, comment, and I'd appreciate you subscribing. Stay tuned.
Alrighty, y'all. So I'm just going to give a little rundown of the rods we're working at today. We have a Mojo Bass second generation. It's a 7'1" medium. We got a loose custom pro spinner reel. We got 20-pound braid to a 10-pound Seagar and BizX fluoro leader. We have a drop shot with about like a 12-inch leader line. I don't know what you call that. Tag-in line. Anyways, we're drop shotting a wacky rigged Zoom finesse worm. Second rod for the day, we got a Jacob Wheeler duck and fishing rod. This one's going to be a 7'2" medium heavy with a loose reactor. That's a good Walmart reel. Out of all the reels that I had back in the day from Walmart, this is a reel that I would buy in contention with some of the higher end reels I have. It has the wind grip knobs. Doesn't really have any drag slipping issues. Anyways, on there we have a pattern tackle chalk dog shaky it 3/8 ounce with a Zoom brush hog. That's going to be like a bottom bait, a little bit suspended off the bottom for the drop shot. Then the reaction bite, we got a loose, I think this is the TP1 Black Speed Stick, 7'2" medium heavy with a loose Tournament Pro. We're going to be throwing a Strike King Square Bell Hard Knocker and crawdad pattern. Try to get some reaction bites. Work it slow as well. Probably going to have to switch up a lot today, as per usual. Try not to carry 8 rods with me, so we'll just have to switch up the ones we do got. Anyways, I'm going to throw you on my chest. Sounds strange. Don't think about it that way. Put you on my chest. We're going to head down to the lake, see if we can't catch any fish. As I'm walking up, I don't see any signs that say I can't fish. So that's always a plus. Y'all know that's right. Goal for today is to catch one bass in each of these lakes. This lake has had some dramatic changes, so I don't know what our chances are on this lake. Like I've said, I've never fished here. Only heard of people fishing here, so, you know, that's all I got. That's a fish. Might be a bluegill though. Feels like a bluegill. Just getting those little ticks. I'm just gonna keep working to see if I can't get a bass to eat. If I can, that'd be great. If not, gonna move on to the next pond. Alrighty, y'all. So this pond was a bust, in all honesty. I had one bite, throwing a wacky rig finesse worm, drop shotting a wacky rig finesse worm. Got one little bite. I think it was a bluegill. It was very much of a machine gun bite. Just a lot of tick, 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 tick. So I don't want to waste too much time here. It's a lot shallower, a lot grassier, and colder than I thought it was. So
I'll take the loss. We're gonna hop over to another lake that I fished a lot more recently, and I think we're gonna have some better luck there. So let's get on with it, continue the day. We got better chances somewhere else. Gotta know when to leave. So let's get on with it. All right, y'all, out here at lake number 2. We're gonna do our best to try to catch a couple fish. I have 2 different rods this time. I have just the one with the square bill, and I got the brush hog right here. I left the spinning rod back in the truck because I don't think I'm really gonna need a drop shot here today. I could change my mind. I might go back and get it, but for the moment, right now, I'm not even gonna worry about it. We're just gonna kind of focus on cover close to the bank. As you can see behind me right here, you have some of this stuff right here. That surrounds the whole lake. It's everywhere. So we're gonna kind of stick to that, see if we can't pull a bass or 2 out of it with a reaction bite, then going slow. First cast, I didn't want to record, so that second cast, we're just fishing this brush up shallow, seeing if we can't get a bite on the brush hog, just pulling it over some of this cover up by the bank. We had a little bit colder of a night, so I think they might move off a little bit. Not so close to the surface, but it's real sunny today. It's also not as warm today, so who knows? Don't really know what they're gonna be doing just yet. I'm about to check the water temperature. Oh, Nick, how are you gonna do that? Well, this is a key thing that I suggest to a lot of bank fishermen. If you bank fish a lot and you have a general understanding of how water temperature affects the fish, bring a frickin' kitchen. Oh my gosh. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? What in the heck? I wasn't even fishing. I wasn't even fishing. I'm sorry, big guy, big girl. I did not mean to drop you at all. Let's get some of this cleaned off of you. Water's cold. There we go. Nice little bass. Got a big old belly on her. We're gonna get a weight. I don't want to keep her out of the water too long. But thankfully, this Bubba Smart Pro scale is pretty quick. Whip this sucker out. Let it turn on real quick. Zero it out. Make sure it's zeroed. Gonna clip her right on the lip. She is 4 pounds, 5.5 ounces. When I tell y'all, I wasn't even fishing. I wasn't even fishing. I was pulling out a kitchen thermometer out of my pocket. Pretty good. Get a good little release on her. Goodbye, big girl. What the heck? So, as I was saying before that pretty girl rudely interrupted me, bring just one of these kitchen thermometers. Like, this is a Pyrex cooking temperature thermometer. She seems like she might be a little off. It's saying it's 64 degrees outside. But if I stick her in the water, she's gonna drop slowly but surely. Seems to be sitting at 55.6 degrees. So that's kind of how I get a good idea of what my water temperature is. Because as a bank fisherman, we don't have a boat with a graph on it. So sometimes you're just going in unknown. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what temperature the water is. So it's sometimes harder to know what you need to be doing. I'm just gonna keep fishing this little corner real quick. Pulled that girl out right at my feet. Wasn't even fishing, had my hand off my rod. I was just able to set the hook with one arm. Luckily she had a good grab onto it. It's really calm, so really sunny. So I don't know how a reaction bite's really gonna go, but never mind. Got one. Nothing big, but it's a fish. Don't throw it. Don't throw it. Just swiped at it, barely right in the top of the lip. Barely in there. Ooh. Sorry, y'all. She was slipping and sliding. I didn't really want to worry about her. Beat the mission for this lake already to catch one fish. Did that really fast, actually. I think like second or third cast. Now we're just goofing off. So I'm gonna keep kind of going for a reaction, moving bite. I think with the water temperatures being where they are, I think it's gonna be likely that they're kind of scattered around, cruising, looking for food. So I think if I cover water, I should be able to pick some bites up, catch some fish. I'm also gonna go slow around some of the brush that's around that bank, but for the most part, I'm gonna stick to chucking and winding. All right, y'all, we got hooked up with the tank. Not a tank, it's just really strong. Really strong bass. I just paused the crankbait, I was burning it, and then paused it. And cold bass. Barely in there. Let me get a little better look. Just like a solid 1 3/4. Got that one on the square bill. Y'all have already seen it a million times. So like a 1.5 crawdad square bill, hard knocking. Cute little fish. We get it back in the water. Let them swim off. Have another fun day. Gonna keep trying to catch them. Well, I caught that fish right as soon as I turned off the last clip. Like floated up a little bit. That's another fish. They must be loaded over there. So I'm gonna try to stop turning my body away. Another one, super pale one. Choked it. Oh, there we go. Show this to y'all. Absolutely choked it. Let me figure out how I want to do this. Got me some bubble pliers. There we go. Solid 2 1/4, 2 3/4. I'd probably say like 2 pounds, 5 ounces, somewhere around there. Solid fish. Get it back in the water now. There you
y'all go. Here she goes. Oh, never mind. She's hanging out. Oh, there we go. So this pocket right here is one of the more shallow pockets of the main lake. So it gets deeper right out there. This is gonna be like the first place that they can pull up into that's shallow where they can feed. There's a creek channel that runs from the back of the lake, runs up to here, kind of like loops a little bit over to the creek over there. So there's this little pocket right here, and then that back corner right there are both great places to get bit. Now the fish seem to be active right here. I think that's just grass. Oh, maybe it's a fish. If it's a fish, it's smaller. Yeah, I think it's a smaller fish. Or it's grass. It's not fighting. I have a stick. Is this a fish or a stick? Oh, it is a fish. Oh my gosh, look at this little guy. Real little guy. I don't even want to know what's in his mouth. He was ambitious. Thought I had a sock or something. Little bass. Good. It's like a really good fish tank bass. Anyways, what I was saying before that fish rudely interrupted me. The wind's kind of like blowing into here. You can see the ripples are headed this way. It's not a lot of wind, but it's enough where small bait fish are kind of blow this way. Yesterday the wind was blowing in here too. So like a lot harder. 25 mile per hour winds. And then it died down. Today's definitely proving to be a little bit more successful. Alrighty, y'all, we're gonna work our way back around the bank from where we started, going to the other side. This is as far as I go on this side. Kind of more of a pain down that way. This bank's a lot shallower, less brush along the edges. At least shallower brush along the edges. That stuff on that bank sits a little bit deeper, so a little bit better chance of catching a fish right now because they're not right up on the bank. They're sitting kind of right where the visibility line is. So kind of see what the visibility is and you double that. So we got like 1.5 foot visibility. They're kind of like sitting in 3 foot for the ones that I've caught up against the bank. I'm kind of fan casting. Starting with close to the bank, working my way out, trying to get all the angles, work different depth ranges. Oh, that's a tank. That's a tank. Go. Okay, not a tank, but a solid 3-pounder. Fat old belly. The fish are primarily shallower right now. Like this, say solid 3-pounder. He's peeing. She's peeing. So like the water's getting up in the 50s, high 50s. So they're kind of getting in the mood to get up shallow, start spawning. They're getting the idea in their head. I don't think it's happening just yet. I think we got a couple more weeks. We have had a warm year. It depends if we get another cold front coming through. But 3 pounds, 4 ounces. Solid fish. Really solid fish. Crush plates. Super red. Here, I'll show y'all real quick. Hope y'all can see. But the crush plates are really red. I'm not going to keep her out of the water much longer. But went over a piece of wood. She smoked it. She did a little dance for us. We got like 3 keeper fish so far. I'd like to get a kicker. A solid like 6-pounder or something. But, you know, I'm not a miracle worker. It's all along God's hands there. There we go, yo. Just a little guy. Using them bubble fires. Oh, Lord. He knew which way to go. Must have caught him before.
All right, y'all. So we're at the 3rd pond now. My GoPro is extremely low on battery still, so I'm probably not going to be filming a lot of in-between fish catches. If I get a bite, I'll click it on and you'll see the actual catch. I'll do a little bit of talking. I just can't do much here. I will be giving y'all a recap at the end. I apologize. I totally forgot my other batteries, so it is what it is. So I'm just gonna get out there. We're gonna start fishing. I'm only bringing 2 rods this time. I might be lying to you. I might just bring them all. Yeah, I'm gonna be bringing the drop shot with the shad shaped worm, Gary Yamamoto. And then I'm gonna be bringing the square bill that we just caught most of those fish on at the 2nd pond. And then I'm also gonna be bringing the swamp bug. I don't think the swamp bug's gonna be a big player. And I don't really know if the square bill is. But I think the drop shot's gonna be the main player here. We're gonna have to see. This is an extremely clear lake. At least last week it was. We haven't had any rain, so I don't see why it'd be any dirtier. We're just gonna get out there, see what we can do, and if I don't catch fish, I will see you very shortly. Thank y'all for watching.
Alrighty, y'all. We're walking up to our spot. Just right around the corner. Right here. This point on this big lake. This one's, like I said, 1st pond was the smallest, 2nd was the medium. This is the large. This is probably the clearer lake. I don't know if it's any clearer than the first lake though. We're gonna start it off with the drop shot though. Little shad shaped worm. Right off this point. And usually there's some bass that should sit on the side, eating shad. So I switched up the crankbait, put on this lipless 6 cents crankbait. I don't even know what they call this thing. It's been a long time since I bought it. And I'm just gonna kind of try to yo-yo this thing a little bit. Alrighty, y'all. So this spot was an absolute bust. The wind's blown down that way, so I think I'm going to scoot down that way towards, kind of towards where the truck is, and fish that back corner. And hopefully, maybe the bait fish are pushed over there a little bit, and see if we can get a bass to bite before the day's over. I made it to the other side of the bank. Gonna see if I can catch any fish. So I'm fishing a drop shot. There's some brush sitting over here. I'm just trying to see if there's any bass like held up on this brush. I don't really see anything. Let me take these sunglasses off. No wonder I thought it was so dark outside. I'm just trying to see if anything's willing to bite. Lost my bait. Lost my soft plastic. So maybe it's a sign that I'm not supposed to use that. We're gonna pick up the rattle trap. See if I can't get bit on this thing. I guess it's not a rattle trap. It's a lipless crankbait because it's not by Bill Lewis. That concludes all the time I have for the day. Unfortunately, we did not complete pond 1 or 3. But I hope the action that happened in pond 2 makes up for it. I'm gonna make my way back up to my truck and I'll give y'all end of the day update there. That concludes 3 pond challenge for February 24th, 2024. First pond was a bust. Never been there, super clear, shallow. Probably won't ever go back to that pond again, in all honesty. Second pond, we did pretty dang good. So I hope that makes up for the first pond. And the third pond, which we also failed. This lake, you can catch the heck out of them if the weather's right and the conditions are good. I think it's a little still too cold for them here. Really clear water, so definitely makes it a little more difficult in the cold months. I didn't have to bring my jerkbait with me. I should have probably, but you know, it is what it is. It was a fantastic day. We caught some good ones, so I hope y'all enjoyed that. If y'all are still watching, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for continuing to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this type of video, leave a comment and with any other suggestions or ideas or little ways I could tweak this challenge. I didn't come out too well. I didn't pick the best ponds for the time. I should have picked some other ponds, but you know, did good with one of them. We'll get back to it. I'm gonna try to do this at least once a month. Just do it every month throughout the year. Probably skipping like December or probably January and December. Probably just skipping those two. But anyways, like I said, leave a comment for any suggestions or additions to the challenge. I will try to respond and will respond to everybody who comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. I'm getting into YouTube stuff now, a little more intense than I ever did. So be on the lookout for continuous uploads. I know before I've been slacking. Didn't really stay consistent with it, but thank y'all for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you all had an amazing day, just like I did. Remember, just try to enjoy the outdoors, go out into God's creation, and just like take a second to slow down throughout life because it passes by too quick. So thank y'all very much and have a blessed rest of your day.